I'm not a politician. I never hide my identity. Like that is the one privilege we got from the Maharashtrian, and because of the movement, I know Ranjith when he made Madras. And Ranjit, the thing with collaborating with Ranjit is very visionary and very accessible. I mostly avoid little bit political parties. In Maharashtra, people are not that much fan of the heroes, the cinema's heroes. The two major figure in Maharashtra are Ambedkar and Shivaji. Fund is a major problem we are facing.
Hi and welcome to Cinema Express. I am Jayabhuvaneshwari and today I have with me filmmaker Somnath Waghmare. We're going to be talking about his latest documentary Chaithyabhumi, which is set to premiere on Mubi on April 14th. So, Somnath, I watched the documentary and I learned a lot, because I was um, not blissfully unaware or ignorant about Chaitya and all everything surrounding the cultural phenomenon that it embodies. So thank you first of all for that documentary. So I wanted to start by asking, what is your first memory of Chaitya and how many visits have you made to the place so far?
Okay, so this is my personal story. Okay, because every Maharashtrian Neo Buddhist family, children's grow like tomorrow is Ambedkar Jayanti. So like is it like a celebration in Maharashtra? The huge celebration is already going on the home and street. People like they buy new clothes. Like everything is going on like next 1 week. So I grow in a village. It is near to Kolhapur, and but my family I never hide my identity. Like that is the one privilege we got from the Maharashtrian, and because of the movement, and we never have this hiding identity issue we never had. And because the movement is very strong here, movement is very supportive. And I visited, this is actually a map of, there is a few sites, like Diksha Bhumi is a major site in Nagpur where Ambedkar converted, and Chaithyabhumi in Mumbai, Bhima Koregaon in Pune, and there are few small sites also. There is one site called Mahad in near to Goa and Sindhudurga, where Ambedkar did a first like a public protest or a water right. Even this protest is before Gandhi's march, like the famous march, and this is march. This is protest for the water. And this site is also very famous. And there are few smaller site. Like in a Kolhapur, there is one village called Mangaon, where Ambedkar and King Shahu Maharaj, the family, one of the family member of the King Shivaji, very progressive, came from the Kolhapur, who started reservation policy before India, and he started a 50% reservation in his state, and he
I
was the
think you've
main.
made a documentary about
Yeah,
that,
yeah, it's
right?
called a Memories of Mangaon. So that where because that conference called first untouchable conference, and the main organizer was a Jain. His name is Appasaheb Patil. So Maharashtra have different discourse with even the within non-Dalits who are like majorly support to the Ambedkar discourse. So I visited this most sites in my schooling only. I visited Bhima Koregaon. I visited. I only was not visit to Nagpur because Nagpur is so far from us, even for Mumbai people also. Nagpur is around 1200 kilometer from Kolhapur. So I never visit. When I was in a master, then only I visit to Nagpur. So I visited Bhima Koregaon, Mangaon, Mahad, Chaithyabhumi. So this is like my memory, and just this memory shifted in a film when I become a grown.
Okay, okay. So I saw in the documentary some of the footage you had used was from his 63rd death anniversary in Chaithyabhumi, right? So I read that you started shooting in 2019
Yes,
and
yes, yeah,
yeah, and it has finally come out like 4, 5 years later. And next
yeah.
year, next
Hmm.
December, it's going to be 70 years since he,
Yeah.
passed away. So why did you need all these many years of footage to actually, put together the documentary? And I also want to ask, how did you choose? It's 5 years worth of footage. How did you choose which goes and which doesn't go in the documentary?
That is complicated question. See, my style is that like now also I am working on one project, not in one project, two projects. One is about the I am planning to make documentary on global discussion on caste. because I visited US and UK and Germany, and I meet a lot of people. And one is on one artist from the near Itsalkaranji, Kolhapur. He's a Ambedkarite artist, but interesting thing is that he's practicing multiple things. Like he's a painter, he's a musician, he's a sculptor, and he's an activist also. So my style is that the before making a film, because I'm a researcher, I did my MPhil and I'm in a submissive stage of my PhD. So I mostly do research almost a 6 months before like start filming. The research is not just to go and read in a libraries. I mostly meet the peoples, and at that time I record the voice records, and and then I fix my land. Like this is my geography. So for Chaithyabhumi, I fix the Dadar is my geography. I'm not go don't want to go any outside of the Dadar. And then I follow. Then once they come, I stop. Then I see the entire footage and I make a script. And
Okay.
that is the main thing. And then I get ideas that what I do. This is like, can I make this is like a, and especially I recorded a lot of interviews I cut, but I make like a musical film.
Okay, okay. Similarly, like this, you have made this film, someone from Maharashtra. It is
Hmm.
produced and presented by Pa Ranjith, a Tamil
Hmm.
filmmaker, from my
Hmm.
city. But if I step out on the streets here
Hmm.
and if I'm participating in a Dalit discourse here, they
Hmm.
speak more about E.V. Ramasamy than about Ambedkar, for example, or
Hmm.
it's more about Dravidian politics than necessarily Ambedkar and his vision. So I
Hmm.
wanted to ask, as a documentary filmmaker who has been concentrating on, Dalit history and
Hmm.
Ambedkar
Hmm.
per
Hmm. Hmm.
se, how do you plan on, taking this discourse across the country, especially to the south?
Okay, see, if you see the map of the Dalit movement's map is that Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, not even Kerala. Kerala just started because the left never allowed Dalit movement grow in Kerala. Tamil Nadu, UP, Delhi. This is the map of the Dalit movement. And in another thing, the like major leaders come from the Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. And I believe that state-wise discourse also change. Maharashtra conversion happen. Okay, because of conversion, the political power never get Dalit movement get political power, but culturally they are very strong. And interestingly, they are connecting with each other. Like I know Ranjit when he made Madras. And Ranjit, the thing with collaborating with Ranjit is very visionary and very accessible. Okay, he want to like support new filmmakers. There is no one from the industry, even no one from the community. I don't want to take anyone's name, but they are not ready to support. But in the case of the Ranjit is very supportive to new people. If you go with the new good idea, he always support new people.
Right, right. But I mean, I still
Huh.
continuing on that question. How would you want this, the message to actually reach people down south, to talk more about Ambedkar and his ideologies? Do you have any game plan for that?
I'm not a politician. See, I screened this film in the South. Okay, so a lot of people see this is like a process. It's take a time. So whatever capacity I have, I take the film. Whatever people like, they can choose and they, you know. But see, the Ambedkar is a very common thing like across the India. Not just for there are a lot of individuals from the dominant caste also. They are also now participating in anti-caste discourse.
Right, right. Talking about sources, I have two questions. One is, how do you zero down upon your sources when you make these documentaries? Like, these are the people who I want to feature in my documentary. So, first, I would like you to answer that, and then I'll get to my second question.
See, actually, when I was recording, I never decide. Like this, even this film also, I mostly avoid little bit political parties. Even Ambedkar's great grandson come in a film as an advisor of the Buddhist society. Okay, he is not in his party stage. So I because there is a lot of there are almost 100 parties in Maharashtra. So I mostly avoid them. I show their banner in a film, but I take and in a film I try to take major organization founded by Dr. Ambedkar, like Buddhist Society of India. Samta Sainik Dal.
Hmm.
That is also founded by Ambedkar. So that is the thing.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
also wanted to ask about, the grandchildren. Like, I would think my go-to source would be the
Huh.
Ambedkar's grandchildren because they will have original stories about Ambedkar, I'm
Huh.
guessing. But
Huh.
you had only shown a speech by, Advocate Prakash ji.
Huh.
Only his
Huh.
speech was covered. And then there were some visuals of the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren honoring
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
His, but there was no speeches in particular or questions and answers,
Uh,
answered by them. Why not?
that one scene where I show entire Ambedkar family, and actually I wanted to show the woman from the family.
Oh,
That
okay.
that one section in the film where Sujat Ambedkar was there, Ritika Ambedkar was there, and their mothers are also there, and grandmother also. So in the that scene, like inside the Chaithyabhumi scene, there is one old woman are there. She's a wife of Ambedkar's son. Her name is Miratai Ambedkar, and she is very popular in Maharashtra. She lead Buddhist society last 15 years after her husband death. So that I show the entire family in that scene, but I don't found the speech. Okay, because Sujat was not in that stage, or Ritika was not in a stage. That's the only. But I try to show them in a film that this is the family.
Right. Okay. In the document, it first
Hmm.
begins with Ambedkar ji's Rajagriha, I think, the
Ha.
house, right?
Yeah.
And in black and white and all that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then in the end, before your name comes up, crops up as the credits, you show the sea, of course. But before that, you end on Buddha's frame. So did you have like a meaning? Like, did you have a meaning behind showing these? So because I couldn't decipher it. So
Obviously. See, I don't know in where you did your schooling. In our school text, we have this story, Buddha and Angulimal.
yes, yes,
You
yes.
know the story. And the whole idea is that equality, right? Equality is everyone's dream and the non-violence. So in a student contemporary time, we need a Buddha and non-violence. So that is the one thing. And, and the water. I show the film end with the Samundar. And then, so that is the whole, and the last music also, this is a Marathi song on Ambedkar. That last credit there is a music come, and that music actually there is in my Tata Institute there is one auto driver. He's also Ambedkarite singer and musicians. So that this last music is his music. It's on the sea and Ambedkar, the connection of the sea and Ambedkar.
Okay. Very
And the
interesting.
starting artist is a blind artist.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's a blind. He's a blind. So the blind to the Buddha. That's the thing.
Amazing, amazing. So, I mean, as much as you refer to Ambedkar in this documentary, I saw a lot of good references to Shivaji Maharaj as well. Like there was a
Yeah.
song comparing Ambedkar and Shivaji Maharaj and how they
Huh,
were the two, warriors of
huh.
Maharashtra and things like that. And so I wanted to understand your, idea or, idea of Shivaji Maharaj. Do you strongly feel about him as you feel about Ambedkar?
See, this is not a comparative song. Okay, that is actually again problem of the subtitle. These songs are very complicated. So translation is very difficult. So see, in Maharashtra, people are not that much fan of the heroes, the cinema's heroes. The two major figure in Maharashtra are Ambedkar and Shivaji. They are the masses are following them, and they both are from the Konkan region. Okay, so that's why the song is like a Donas Raje Ite Jalmale Konkan Punyabhumivar. So Konkan is
Hmm.
a region like Mumbai is also come in it's like a coastal area of Maharashtra. So Mumbai, Sindhudurga, Ratnagiri, Goa.
Hmm.
So and you see Shivaji, what right wing portrayal that is not actual Shivaji. Shivaji was not communal king.
Hmm.
Shivaji was not an anti-Muslim. Like Bollywood present him and his son as a anti-Muslim. Like recent, like they produced the film called Chhawa, right? So even the Shivaji's son is also very progressive. He wrote one book called Buddha Bhushan. He's a Sanskrit scholar. They not show in a film, definitely. And he got punishment, what punishment written in a Manusmriti for a Shudra. And they make him as a communal king, on a cinema. So this song is like a, kind of like a ally thing between the dominant caste and the Dalit. So this song is very popular in the masses.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
As my ultimate question, I want to ask you now that you've made a film about Bhima Koregaon
Yeah.
and
Huh.
about Chaithyabhumi. Can we expect a film about Diksha Bhumi next?
I don't know because I'm working on biopic of Gail Onwet, American-born Indian scholar, and that film's first cut is done, and I'm parallelly like, I'm writing my thesis. I'm like planning. I'm working on that final cut also, and geographically, Nagpur is so far for me. Yeah, Nagpur is like from Mumbai is 1,000 kilometer, and I don't have that much resource. If any producers are ready, and fund is a major problem we are facing. Nobody from the Mumbai they are ready to fund us our projects. So
All
let's
right,
see
all right.
in the future.
So, as a last question, I just want to ask, from a very open perspective, I wanted to
Hmm.
ask. One of your sources, Rahul, no, he had mentioned
Huh.
how a lot of public spaces related
Huh.
to Ambedkar was created more by the community than any
Yes. Huh.
government or political
Huh.
party, right? So that
Huh.
I found was a very important point that you highlighted in your documentary.
Hmm.
But when I was just going through the political history of India and how they have necessarily catered to Ambedkar or honored Ambedkar, I just thought, on
Hmm.
a very large front that maybe the current ruling BJP government has done a little more to honor Ambedkar, like to develop his Ambedkar National Memorial, for example, the
Hmm.
Panch Teeth, they have done
Hmm.
a lot for that. Or, way back then, even though Congress had a lot of opportunities to provide Bharat Ratna to Ambedkar, it ended up being,
Hmm.
I think, under the VP Singh government. So, do you also think that, or what more do you think the government can do, to promote Ambedkar as such, from your
If
perspective?
if government wanted to promote Ambedkar, they can compulsory his only one book called Annihilation of Caste in every college. Okay, can
Okay.
they have courage to like this is like compulsory for the every student. It's like a paper annihilation of caste in engineering, doctor, arts, commerce. They are taking selective Ambedkar. That is the
Oh,
problematic. Huh. They are taking Ambedkar before he announcing he is going for a conversion. He is taking pre announcing Ambedkar. He gave the 22 oath on conversion. When he convert in a Buddhism, he give the oath that I am rejecting this things. The first thing is that he's saying no neo Buddhist invite to Brahmin any event. No any neo Buddhist following the Ram, Krishna or anything. So Ambedkar is actually entirely his idea is about to annihilate of the caste. So even the present government, they are like trying to use Ambedkar, like make him, they also take use his as a anti-Muslim sometimes. They're taking his book on thoughts on Pakistan, and they are just taking the selected part of that book. But Ambedkar was not that. So this is also like if they have this like if they want and see the thing is that they're entirely the pro caste government. The people they're not idea that they don't want to annihilation of caste or anything. They just wanted to like a few people they can continually dominate their dominance in the everywhere.
right. Okay. But I like your point about annihilation of caste becoming,
Yeah.
because here I think a lot of not only the ruling government but also governments across the country have been, changing what Ambedkar has said. Like they've
Huh.
been using Ambedkar's quotes to their convenience
Yeah,
without
yeah,
even,
yeah.
verifying if it is true or not. So
Yeah.
probably if it's made compulsory, actual thoughts and
Yeah.
opinions and ideologies of
Yeah,
Ambedkar
yeah.
would be out. So that I would really,
Yeah,
vote
yeah.
for if petition for. Anyway, but thank you so much for this conversation,
Thanks.
Somnath, and I hope you continue making such films to enlighten us,
Yes, 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 yes.
about Ambedkar and about caste politics and a lot of other things. Thank you so much for this conversation. Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
thank you, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thanks, bye.